So already in last class we seen containers, right? We already have some servers which is running. Let's use the same servers without creating the new one. So like how you think, is Docker project going to be easy or difficult? Sure, easy. Easy or difficult? Easy. Let's see how it is going to be. All of the concepts you know every concept. Okay. But every concept we are going to prepare from an structural format, step by step, step by step. You know Docker file how to write? You know how to create image? And you know how to upload to Docker Hub? And you know how to write the compose file? If you know all of them, Docker project is done. Okay. First of all, here what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create 3 servers which is already existing. In last class we is not this one. Which region we create? Mumbai, huh? Northern Virginia, na? Like I'm migrating to there. So already I have servers, right? So I'm going to use the same servers. So these are currently empty servers. I don't have any images. I don't have any containers. Correct or not? So let's connect to our servers. So create. Connect to all of the servers one by one. First of all, I'll explain the architecture for you. So based upon that architecture, we can able to work with the servers very easily. So all of the servers we have connected. So let's update them. First of all, I'll show you the blueprint, how it is going to work. Sudo So in the meanwhile, I'll tell you one thing, like, you know how to change the instance type? Currently, Docker manager is having instance T2 micro, correct or not, sir? But our project, we need T2 medium. What we need? So in that case, like, am I going to delete this server and I'm going to recreate, means no need. What you can do is stop this instance. And from T2 micro to you can change to T2 medium. How to change means go to instance state, actions, settings. Are you seeing change instance type here? You can change like this, but it is not enabled. Why? Because it is currently on stopping mode. Wait for it. In the meanwhile, like I'll explain the blueprint of our project, how it is going to work. First of all, there are multiple developers. Developer 1, developer 2, and developer 3. What is the work of developers? They write the code. What they will write? After writing the source code on the local, where they are going to upload the source code, sir? In the GitHub, correct or not? So these guys are directly going to upload the source code to GitHub. So now currently where is our code, sir? In the GitHub only. So from the GitHub, we are going to get the source code. So developer 1, developer 2, and developer 3. So like this, we are going to get the source code to GitHub. Basically, where we are going to get the source code means from the GitHub only. From the GitHub, can we integrate our source code to Jenkins? In today's class, everything we are going to perform from the Jenkins server only. In Jenkins server only, you are going to get the code. From the code, you are going to create the Docker file. From the Docker file, you are going to build the image. From the image, you are going to push to Docker Hub. From the Docker Hub, you are going to write the compose file. Everything is going to be automated. Let's go for step by step. Already for this project, I have the repository, but in the meanwhile, let me take this server. So go to actions and here click on instance settings, change instance type. Currently what I want, sir, now? T2. So in T2 medium here. So basically this is how we can attach. Why? Because guys, here in the Docker manager only, I'm installing Jenkins now. What I'm installing? So in the manager node, Jenkins service need to be run, Docker service also need to be run, right? So it is better to have at least 2 CPUs. Why? Because if I use only 1 CPU, server might crash due to heavy load. Okay. For that purpose here, I'm taking at least T2 medium server. So if you go to my GitHub, here there we have a project, Docker microservice project. Docker project MS. Are you seeing this one? Or like this account or any other account? Let me check. Yeah, here. Docker new project. Are you seeing this one, sir? So from this like where we can do all of the activities. So first of all, here are you seeing history? History means like what exactly it is meant for. I'll change the name to history to process. Instead of history, what I'm putting is here process. Like based upon this process only, we are going to work with our Docker. No. Currently here, whatever we are going to do, I wrote down on step-by-step format here. Another repository or fine. Sir, here in the Docker project, see here, step by step, I'm going to perform here. What is your step number 1? Create 3 servers and install on Docker all of them and create a cluster. Already I have 3 servers, correct or not, sir? In these 3 servers, you know how to connect with Docker, correct or not? Already in last class, we established the cluster mode. Which mode? If I give Docker node ls, am I going to get the list or not, sir? Already this process we have done on last class. Same process, nothing difference. What is the command to generate the token? Docker swarm init. If you give Docker swarm init, you will get 1 token. We are going to copy them to the worker nodes. That means step number 1 is done. So this is the process actually. In step number 2, what you are going to do? Installing Jenkins on Swarm Manager. Where we need to install? So now currently what I'm going to do is, so here I have all setups, right? So try to install Jenkins here. Let me connect to my server here. SH client. Connect. You know already how to install Jenkins, right? The setups and GitHubs, like everything we know. Why? Because we have been seeing from long days, okay? So this is the setup. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do set up everything from here. Copy this one and try to run. Currently I'm running Jenkins on which node? Manager node. It is my worker node 1. Okay, it is my worker node 2. All of them are cluster. How can I ensure? Give the command docker node. Are you seeing it? Oh, 1 second. Basically, when we stop the server, service also going to stop or not, sir? So Docker service got stopped. How to enable Docker service? Systemctl start Docker. The moment if I start the Docker service, na, I'll get the Docker node ls command. Are you getting your notes now? Step number 1 clear, creating multiple servers and maintaining them as a cluster. Already we seen. Step number 2 is we need to install now Jenkins. Already you know how to install Jenkins. Okay. So I'm running with the help of script now. sh jenkins.sh. Try to run. So it is going to be a step number 2. See, follow the same process. In step number 3, what you are going to do? Create a custom image and push it to the Docker Hub with the help of tags. Already know Docker file, right? It is my Docker file. And you know how to write index.html as well. Correct or not, sir? So index.html, I am putting in Docker file. Both here I'm mentioning on my project only. In this repo, do you have Docker file? Do you have index.html? With the help of this both, I'm gonna create the image, sir. What I'm gonna create? Currently my source code is on GitHub. Can I take it to Jenkins? If I integrate Git with Jenkins, this Docker file and index.html come to my Jenkins server. Can I build image there? This is the process you need to understand. As a DevOps engineer, how to write the pipeline, how the pipeline is going to work. Now you are going to understand. See, like how it is going to work. Guys, this process is going to give a lot of clarity for you. In real time also, you need to work on the same process. So please maintain some clarity while I'm explaining this one. You know how to write pipeline, right? So then you are going to tell me now. Okay. So which number we need to select? Hello. Hi. Fine. So now your Jenkins is going to run. What is the port number for Jenkins? So copy the public IP address of your master node and try to connect with Jenkins. Copy. Port number. So now here you are going to get the initial admin password. Have I got here? Copy there and paste it there. Click on, oh, 1 second, retry. It will work now. Sure. What happened? Is not working. Unable to connect to Jenkins. Why? Let me do one thing. Very weird. Fine. What we can do is, if it is unable to connect, systemctl Stop Jenkins. So now Jenkins is going to be on stopped state. Which state? Check the status currently. Stop now. So now try to restart. Systemctl. You restart. Status is now running. So what you are going to do is like try to click on refresh. Why it is not working? Let me change the browser. Anyone faced this issue previously? It's not working. Not working on. No. Daily for every batch it is working. Just today only like it's not working. Not sure what happened. No. Previously morning batch also I said. Then also it is working. Now it stopped. Why it might be? Let's do one thing. Let me create the new source. I try to save a lot of time by using the last rows, but it is again making me starting from the scratch again. Fine. No. Fine, let's create 3 servers again. So basically like for Jenkins master, Docker manager, I need to use which one, sir? T2? Medium. Only for Jenkins master. Other than that, we are going to use T2 micro. First of all, I am connected to the Jenkins Docker manager. Let's consider it is my Docker manager. So again, I am creating 2 worker nodes. How many worker nodes? I will change AMI for my Docker. Man. So I launched 2 worker nodes and I'm launching 1 manager node. Why? Because this manager node is not having the required AMI for me. So what I'm going to do is launch instance. Manager, Amazon Linux 2. So we have T2 medium for the Docker manager. Okay. Why? Because here we are going to run multiple services. Docker is one service and Jenkins also. So when you are going to run multiple services, so it is better to maintain T2 medium in a least case. Okay. Of course, you can also do T2 micro as well, but it is going to have some load, heavy load. So now let's connect to our servers. is not required for me. I'm removing this one. So entire process we are going to do one more time. So I have my Docker manager and I have two of the worker nodes. So it is my worker node 1. It is the worker node 2. So now you are going to tell me the process, like how we are going to set up. First of all, I'm connecting to worker node 2. Connect. So it is my worker node 2. So connect to your server here. Worker node number 1. What is the first thing we are going to do for set up a swarm here? We need to set up the host name. What we need to do? Why? Because host name is to identify the server. Without host name, if we try to create the server, it is not going to work properly. So here we have, here also server is connected and this also server connected. So again, we need to build from scratch. So see here, what is the first step guys here in the process? Step number 1 is, oh wait. Step number 1 is create 3 servers, install Docker on them and make a cluster of it. So already I created 3 servers. Instead of writing this command, so I'm gonna copy paste this one. So go for multi-execution mode. Update, if you want to update, give sudo yum update -y. So after once you update that one, we need to set the host name. So log into your root user. Which command I need to give? Hostname ctl. Hostname. First one is manager. Worker 1. Worker 2. Enter. Sudo -i. Done now. So try to install Docker. I'm installing Docker. Like why? Because I use multi-paste command. Multi-paste means it is going to paste on all terminals. So now your Docker is started and it is going to check the status. Status running or not, sir, in all servers. Step number 1 is done. So here I need to give the command Docker swarm init. If I give this one, I'm going to get one token. Copy this token to your worker nodes. Worker node 1 join, worker node 2 also. How to ensure? Docker node syncs and no. So it is going to be step number 1. It is done. Step number 2 is I want to install Jenkins here. What I want to install? So in master node only, vim or vi jenkins.sh. So already I have the script here. Copy the script, paste it here. Internet is working too slow. It pasted 2 times here. I'm getting only 2 points of internet. See, servers got man. Again, we need to reconnect every servers here. Just going to be time waste. Fine. Sudo hyphen I. So vim jenkins.sh. Done now? So run the script. sh jenkins dot. Again, it will take a couple of minutes to run the script. Wait for it. So now your Jenkins is almost ready. So now we are going to connect to the Jenkins server. So now like here, copy the public IP address of which node? Docker manager. What is the port number, sir? You can connect from here as well. Mozilla also you can use. So now give the initial admin password, which is here already. Issues from Jenkins side. Fine. Finally. Same thing. Yeah. This is what the limitation of open source tools. If you use open source tool, right, they are going to update for every 3 to 4 weeks. The console is going to have minimum vulnerabilities. So in real time, what we will do is we will select one particular Jenkins version and we will never update actually. Why? Because if you make updates now, these kind of things will happen. Raham. Username, password, confirm password. Save and finish. So now my Jenkins is ready. That means my step number 2 is also done. Are the first two steps clear for all of you? Step number 1 is setting the Docker cluster. Step number 2 is now in step number 3, we are going to create the images and we are going to push it to the Docker Hub. What I'm going to do is, sir, you know Docker file already. And you know index.html. With the help of Docker file and index.html, can we create our custom image? So currently my Docker file, see here, currently my Docker file and my index.html on this current repository. I'm going to integrate this repository with the Jenkins. So write a pipeline, click on new. I'm writing Docker pipeline. Select pipeline and click on OK. Sir, you know how to integrate Git with Jenkins side with the help of pipeline? Already we've seen a lot of examples, right? Tell me the syntax. First of all, pipeline, agent, any, stages. Stage number 1 is always checkout. Checkout means getting the source code from inside stage. You are taking source code from the Git. I know syntax directly I am writing, okay? Here you are going to get the source code. I'm going to explain the stages one by one. Why? Because if I explain all of them, you are not going to have the clarity. Stage number one, you are getting the source code. Click on OK and click on build now. Sir, what will happen? Source code, whatever you are seeing on GitHub, that source code is going to the Jenkins server. Which server? If you go to this one, custom path, already. Where leave Jenkins workspace. What is the name of the pipeline? Docker pipeline. Are you seeing files here? Basically, whatever source code given by the developer, Docker file and code given by the developer, right? We are going to take it to the Jenkins server. Where we have taken to? I have Docker file and I have index.html. Let's see what is inside index.html. So index.html, which image is there first of all here? Check. Recharge. What is there here? Of course, you want to put train also, you can put. So first of all, let's put train here. Source code, instead of changing here, basically we need to change from Jenkins only. Go to Jenkins. But before here, go instead of index.html. So I want to create an image for movie service. Which service? So instead of Paytm recharge, I will put Paytm. Clear, sir? No? All of you know where I'm getting this source code. Where I'm getting this source code. If you go for W3 schools, W3 schools login page. Go to this one and like how to get this one, right? So go for our form with icons. Click on try it yourself. Here you are going to put Paytm movies. What you are going to put? Same source code I am using there, sir. Nothing difference, okay? Same source code I am using it here. Done now? Now developer write some source code for the movies and he put on the GitHub. I already integrate my URL with Jenkins, right? If I click on build now, automatically that source code image, like source code, whatever he given for the Paytm movies is going to come to my Jenkins server. Currently, are you having index.html here? Are you having? What I'm going to do is from here, can I build Docker image? Tell me the command. Docker build -t image name is movies v1. Give. Correct or not, sir? This is the command we are going to use. But this time we are not going to use command here. This command we need to write on pipeline. Why? Because you are automating everything. Automating everything means we are not going to write commands on servers. We are going to write commands on. Go to pipeline, create stage number 2. In stage number 2 is building the Docker file. What is your stage number 2? So in stage, it is build stage. Which stage? Inside stage, I need to give steps. And here I want to execute command. Command means I need to give sh. What is the command? Docker build -t movies. Correct or not, sir? Fine. But sir, currently you are building movies. Later you want to build train. Later you want to build DTH. Later you want to build recharge. That means here I cannot give the values directly. Why? Because value is changing every time. For that purpose, I am taking variables. What I am taking? $img. What you are taken? Now go for parameters. In the parameters, take choice parameter. Here give img. First one is movies. Second one. Third one. Fourth one. Now here in img, I gave movies, train, DTH, recharge. If I select movies, Docker build -t movies. If I select train, Docker build train. If I select DTH, Docker build, click on save. Go for build with parameters, click on movies now. Now directly it is going to build which image, sir? Check now. Here what happened? Build got failed. Why? Because it is expected output only. Whenever you are working with Docker, with the help of Jenkins, there is a concept called docker.sock. we need to give permission for it. If I go to the logs, it is going to tell the permission denied error. Are you seeing, sir? Permission denied. We need to give permission for var run docker.sock. Why? Because we are not able to control Docker daemon socket. Docker daemon socket is the background service which is responsible for the Docker running. So whenever we are integrating this one, right, we need to give permission here. chmod 777 to var run docker.sock. chmod. Sir, after you give that, we need to reload the daemon. What we need to reload? systemctl daemon reload. Once you reload the daemon, restart the Docker systemctl. Now it is fine. All of these 3 steps again I have given on the process here. Have you seen this one here? Giving permissions. Step number 4 I mentioned there. You take it from there. First of all, giving permission, reloading daemon, and restarting the Docker service. Fine. Now, if I try to click on build now, it is going to work for me, sir. I'm not going to get the error. Which image I'm building now? Why? Because developer gave me movies code. Which code? That's the reason I'm building movies. Now, if we go and see, sir, you are performing actions on Jenkins, but output you are going to see on server. Go here and check Docker images. What you are checking? Currently, you are having Ubuntu image now, but once your building is done, you are going to get the movies image. Is your build done? Go here and give Docker images. Are you getting movies image now? How I get the movies image? With the help of pipeline. Pipeline build me the movies image. Who build there? Sir, after you build your image, we are going to upload to Docker Hub or not, sir? If I want to upload Docker Hub, first of all, I need to tag the image. What I want to do? So basically what I do, Docker tag movies v1. And what is the account we create on class? Whose account I created? Your. No, tell me your account. Jaya Prakash Sairam 05, right? And give here pay movies. What I'm giving? It is the name of the repository. Basically, I need to tag like this. But here we are using pipeline concept. That means commands we are going to perform on pipeline, not manually. Again, copy the same command. Give it on the pipeline. Go for configure. Here, instead of stage, here use stage build. After you need to tag the image. So give steps. Here, sh copy this one. But sir, here for movies, directly we are using $img or not, sir? $img. I am tagging to whose image here, like whose repository here? Sir, currently you are tagging the image to pay movies repository. First of all, username. Username is constant. This is going to be for movies. I use pay movies repository. For train, pay train. For DTH, pay DTH. For recharge, again value is going to change multiple times. What we are going to use now? Variable. What I'm gonna use? So here I'm gonna remove all of them and I'm gonna take a variable. The variable name is repo. What is the name of the variable? $repo. Again, I'll go back to my parameters. In this parameter, click on add parameter. What is the name of the variable? Repo. What is the value? J Prakash. Pay movies. So next, pay train. Next, pay. Finally, pay. I'll tell you, wait, sir. So next process, right? I'm gonna tell piece by piece, step by step. Okay. So wait for it, you will get. Now what is going to happen? Click on build with parameters. Developer gave me which code? Movie source code. I'm going to build the movies image. And I'm going to tag to which repository? J Prakash Sairam, pay movies. Click on build now. Source code I'm gonna get I'm going to build image and I'm going to tag to the repository. Everything is going to perform here. Done, sir, no? Finally, what I'm going to do? I'm going to push it to the Docker Hub. You know the command, right? How to push? So again, go for configure. Write one more stage for it. Stage name is called as push. Stage, push, steps, sh, Docker, push, dollar repo. What I'm giving? Already your image is tagged to repositories. Just give dollar repo. It is directly going to push. But sir, before going to this one, we need to give username and password of Docker or not, sir? So I'm giving Docker login. Docker login -u. U means what? Username. For username, I'm giving dollar user. And password -p dollar. I am going to define these variables globally. Why? Because username and password we are never going to show. We never expose the username and password. For that purpose, what I have taken here? Variables I have taken. Can we use global variables? So click on save here. Now you know how to set the global variables. Tell me. Of course, you can use environment variables as well, but I'm going for global variables now. In Terraform, I'll show you how to put the environment variables. In Docker, in Tomcat project, we give credentials, right? Same thing we can see here. But I'm telling one more method to expose the to hide the variables. Go to manage Jenkins. So system, in system, you can see global tool configurations. Sorry, global properties. Go for environment variables. What is the first name here? User. What is the username here? Variable number 1. Clear now? And what is your variable number 2? Password. What is your variable number 2? So password I'm going to enter. I'm going to stop it here. Also close your eyes. It's not our password, right? So password I'll enter here like this. Very sensitive information, nah? That's the reason. So now already I put the username and passwords are here. Where I put means in the global variables. This is the process. Already we discussed this on Jenkins. So now what I'm going to do is again go for build with parameters. Source code I'm taking from GitHub. Image of movies. Movie source code I'm taking. I'm building which image now? Movies image. I'm tagging to which repository now? Paytm. And finally, I'm going to push it to same Jaiprakash Sairam movies repo only. Directly I'm going to push it. Now what going to happen? Directly the image is going to push, sir. Screen not sharing. Think some of you logged here online. That's the reason like you are getting this one. Online. Just give me 1 second. So now here pipeline got failed. Why it got failed means see here what happened. PTY 1 second. Configure. $user fine. Or of course, like directly you can give here username as well. I'll give the username here. Jaya Prakash. You can give like this as well. So click on save. Try to build now. Of course, guys, you can use credential ID as well. Okay. We have already seen in Tomcat how to use credential ID, right? That you can use. Pushing now. Now, if you go to Docker Hub, in Docker Hub, if you go and see, are you seeing pay movies? How it done, sir? Automated or manual work? So first time it is okay, but second time what is going to happen, you know, now developer is going to tell that, now I change the source code for Paytm train. I change the source code for Paytm. He's going to tell that DevOps engineer, I update the source code. Now you need to build for the Paytm train service. I write the code for train service, make an image of it. Now what we are going to do, you know, we do nothing. Go on build with parameters. Already pipeline is there. Everything is automated. Image, which image you want to select? I want to tag to which repository now? Click on build now. Automatically everything is going to execute, sir. Here we are not going to do anything now. Building performing there. Tagging and pushing done. If we go to Docker Hub, directly you are going to get the image now. Pay train you are going to get now. Are you going to get pay train? How the process is automated, sir? I have done any manual work here. Writing the pipeline is only work you are going to do. Once you write the pipeline, everything is going to be easy. Now, if you want me to show, again, developer said that DevOps engineer, I write the source code for Paytm DTH now. What I wrote? DTH. He tell that he committed the source code on GitHub. What we are going to do, if I want to create an image from the source code, we are going to make it automation with the help of pipeline. Already repository is configured here. Click on build with parameters. Developer said which source code is updated. I want to build which image. I want to tag to which repo. Build now. Source code you are going to get now. You are going to build it. You are going to tag it. You are going to push it. Done or not, sir? Verify on your Docker Hub. Think PDTH. Of course, even if you go here, you can see image as well. Are you seeing image here? This is our image. Finally, developer is going to change which code. So he's telling that DevOps near, I change the recharge code. Like I make the recharge source code change it. Please make a image from it. So what we are going to do? Once developer update the code, just we are going to go to Jenkins, build with parameters. Which image? Which repo? Click on build now. Automatically, your pipeline is making your automation or not, sir? Even though if you go in real time, same work you are going to do. Even though if you go for real time, you will write pipeline only one time. But how many times you are using pipeline? Multiple times or not? Now what is happening, you know, every image is going to update on Docker Hub. Every image is going to update on Docker Hub. From the Docker Hub, can we get the images or not, sir? No? From the Docker Hub, I'll get the images and I'm going to take the images and I'm going to deploy to my Docker Swarm cluster. Where I'm going to deploy? That is also you can automate. The deployment also you are going to. All of you know how to write Docker Compose file or not, sir? For 4 services. Can you tell me how to write? I'll not tell anything. You are going to tell me everything. First of all, I'll write it here. So now go and check here. All of the images you can see on local as well. Every image you can see on local. But here I want to write the compose file. VIM. And one more thing. Here I have already compose file, sir. Directly I can use this one, but I won't use. Why? Because I want you to write the compose file. First of all, in compose file, docker compose.yml, here I have the content, but I'm going to delete all of them. You tell me the process. First of all, version, latest version is 3. Next, what is your service number 1? Movies. For movies, which image you want to use? Jay Prakash. Sairam 05 / you have the repo called pay movies repo. And what is the tag? It is the image. And ports. Port or ports? Which port you want to give? I want to give port number 81 and 80. Next year I'm giving here replicas. Basically, how you can give the replicas means there is a concept called deploy actual. If you want me to show. we go here, I'll show you something. Just try to read this one. So volumes is optional. Basically, we don't write volumes on the compose file. Volumes we are going to attach mounting. You know the process of mounting, right? So volumes is optional. Remove them up like there. Are you seeing deploy here? So go here, deploy. In deployment, I'm going to write replicas. How many replicas you want? Minimum we required 3. So based upon the first one, tell me the second one. Movies is done. Second one is train. So image you are going to get from here. For train service, right? Image from here. Paid train. Pay train. And tag is clear now? Next, after that we need to give ports. Tell me the ports. 80 to 80. Next, I want to write deploy. What I want to write? 1 second. There is some syntax mistake here. For this one, image you need to get from here. Image, ports, replicas. So you're going to write deploy. How many replicas you want? I want 3. Third service. Which spelling? REPLICAS. Okay, first one. Huh? REPLICAS. Next service number 3 is image. You are going to get from same. Paytm. Latest. Next you want to give ports. Hyphen port number 83 and give 80. After that, you need to give deploy. We need to give right number of replicas. Replicas I want to give here 3. Finally, what is the last one? Recharge image. Next, ports. Port number 84 and give deploy. Replicas 3. So this is the way how we are going to write the compose file, sir. Already know how to write the compose file, right? But again, I said you one more time. For example, if you want to check any indentation mistakes, how you can check? We can use YAML lint. I'm gonna show you why, because for your verification purpose only. Of course, we don't have much mistakes here. Click on go. Done now. So basically, it is the format how we are going to write it, sir. So what I'm going to do is create one more pipeline for your deployment. Okay. So what I'm going to do is here, up to now here, you are getting the source code, building, tagging, pushing is done. If you want to deploy here, you can deploy on same pipeline, or for deployment, you can use one more pipeline. Which one you want? Same pipeline or different pipeline? Different only you want, huh? That's what I'm saying. You can use on same or you can use on different. Which pipeline you want? Same pipeline or different pipeline? You can use upstream, downstream, right? Simply. That's better. Okay, let me create like a separate pipeline for deployment. Why? Because for your clarity. Of course, in real time as well, we don't do direct deployment. For building an image, we use one pipeline. For deployment, we use one more pipeline. Why? Because if you do like that, right, you are going to have some clarity. Okay. So here I'm writing the pipeline deployment. Take a pipeline, click on OK. And one more thing here. Already I update the code here. So basically here, if you go docker compose.yml, we update the docker compose.yml or not, sir? So you need to give here like this updated code. So now what I'm gonna do is take the code from here. Take the code from here and go to pipeline. Check out. So here what you are going to give, first of all, git and give this URL. First of all, click on save. The moment if I trigger this one, it is going to get the code or not, sir? So now if you go and check, here you already got the source code to the Docker manager node. The moment if you go here, cd var lib Jenkins workspace, and you can get deployment here. Are you seeing compose file here? You can do it on same pipeline or you can do it on different pipeline, but I'm using different pipeline for your clarity. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, I already have the compose file. Can I do the docker compose up command? Compose file you put services. Can I use docker compose up? But here that is not what I'm gonna do. Why? Because here we are going to use docker stack. What we are going to use? Why docker stack? Why not docker compose up? Means tell me one thing. Docker compose will create multiple containers on single host. Docker swarm will create multiple containers on multiple nodes. If you want to integrate compose and swarm, by the help of compose file, I am deploying on multiple servers. That means I am integrating Docker compose and Docker swarm. Correct or not, sir? When you are going to integrate both Docker compose and Docker swarm, here you are going to use the concept called Docker stack. What we are going to use? Docker stack is nothing but combination of Docker compose plus, here I clearly given Docker stack, Docker swarm plus, we want to deploy compose file on swarm cluster, that Docker stack is the concept. Finally, what I'm gonna do is here in the stage, deploy is the stage name. Inside the stage, what I'm gonna give? Steps. Here sh, I'm gonna give Docker stack deploy -c from compose file. What is the name of the compose file? Docker compose dot deploy the Docker stack with the help of compose file. What is the name of the stack? Means Paytm. Paytm is the Docker stack name. What I'm gonna do is click on save. The moment if I click on build now, automatically my Docker compose is going to deploy the Docker containers in the swarm cluster. Is it done, sir? How much time it is taken? 1 second now. What I'm gonna do is copy the public IP address of all the servers. I'm opening some separate browser for your clarity. It is the IP address number 1. Give the port number 81. Port number 81. Paytm movies is running. In which server? Server number 1. Go to your worker node 1. In worker node 1. Again copy the public IP address. Port number 81. Paytm movies coming or not, sir? Again go to your worker node number 2. Worker node number 2. So copy the public IP address and give the port number. Port number what? 81. Clear now? In all of these 3, I am having the Paytm movies. Now if I give port number 82, getting train, here also train, and here also train. If I give port number 83, what will happen? DTH, here also DTH, here also DTH. Finally, port number 84. 84 what it is? Getting recharge. Here also recharge, and here also recharge. Getting or not, sir? Sir, we wrote everything manually in the first part, but in second part, I use the pipeline concept. Which concept? With the help of pipeline, if you want to do anything, what you are doing, just click on build now. Correct or not, sir? Entire process, how we have done manual or automated. With the help of pipeline. Is pipeline automating every work of DevOps in here or not, sir? This is how to deploy the microservice architecture. For it is the URL number 1, URL number 2, and URL number 3. For you also, like guys, I'm gonna give it here. Please take it from here. IP address, I'll give it here. 1, 2, 3. So copy these 3 IP address. And one more thing, HTTP and all not required. Just to give the IP address and port number. These are the 3 IP address of 3 servers. Try to access all of you and tell me you are accessing the application or not. Are you getting the application there? Try with all ports. Online, what about you? Are you getting the application there? Can you confirm me on chat once whether you are getting the application or not? For example, if container 1 is crashed, you need to have container 2 backup, right? That's it. Definitely, we need to create replicas. Without replicas, you cannot work. Yes. For example, any particular container crashed due to some memory issue or load issue, or it can be. Second replica is there, right? It is going to serve for you. Replicas is just like having airbags for our car. Why to have airbags? Same thing. What about remaining online? 52 people are there, but only 4 of you give response. That means what other people are doing. They are like you got the application running. Correct or not, sir? This is the way how we are going to deploy the applications on the Swarm cluster. Where we have deployed on. So this is the process, sir. Fine. I'll tell you one more concept that is called as Docker portainer. Do you want portainer start today or tomorrow? Tomorrow you want it. Today it's enough. Huh? Basically by today I need to complete Docker, but okay, fine. If it is enough for today, let's stop here, and in tomorrow's class I'm going to tell you the portainer concept. And if time permits, I'll overcome additional topics as well, if there is time. Okay. So this is about the process of Docker installation. I mean Docker project with the help of Jenkins, sir. Guys, here everything I wrote step by step on your repository. Please follow this one. Why? Because if you don't use this repository, you are not going to have the clarity, sir. Okay. So use this repository. Even for pipeline also, if you go in here, have you seen the pipeline? This pipeline also I gave here. This is the pipeline for code pushing. This is the pipeline for the deployment. Everything I given here. So please use this pipeline and please use this repository for your project. And the name of the repository is Docker new project. It is on my Raham Sheikh account. Okay. You can take it from there. For online, I'm giving the URL for you. Please take it from there. I'll get URL on GitHub. So go to my GitHub and take this URL and you can practice from there itself. So this is about the Docker project. Tell me one thing, how the project is, easy or difficult or anything confusion? Felt easy. Why? Because you know Docker file, you know Docker compose, you know Docker swarm, you know pipeline. What is the new thing here? Only stack is the new thing. What is the new thing here? If you understand the stack, everything is going to be very, very easy for you. So I hope like it will be enough for today. So now go to the lab and practice. But before I wrap, any doubts or any queries from your end? Is the class clear for all of you? Sure. Any doubts or any queries from your end?